We are back, episode 12, Retro Gaming After the Storm, NHL 2003 Franchise Mode Series. Last episode, we had the 2-2 tie against the St. Louis Blues and a 3-1 loss to the Chicago Blackhawks. Additionally, in that episode, we had another injury. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Messier and Drury that were injured in the last episode. Not 100% on that. Mostly because there's been so many injuries so far this season, so it's been hard to keep track of all of them. But we adjusted the injury sliders just to make sure it doesn't happen as much, and hopefully, when we're doing that, hopefully it's not as prevalent of injuries, or maybe the hope, fingers crossed, is that it just happens very rarely from here on out. So in this episode, we're going to take on the St. Louis Blues. We played them last episode, and we tied them 2-2. And in the second half of this episode, we'll be playing the Minnesota Wild, who I don't think we've played for a good little portion. I think probably since the first month. A few of the early episodes, I should say. Probably episode 4 or 5. We beat them both games, so they were kind of an easy opponent, but we'll see if that's changed up at all. So taking a look at the St. Louis Blues, just as a little preview, they haven't lost in the last 2 games. We have a tie with them in the season series so far. Dmitry Tkachuk-Wade are still their top goal scorers. Freddie Brathwaite is fatigued, so maybe he's not in the net for the Blues in this one. And taking a look at the backup situation, it's actually not. I thought it was going to be Chris Osgood. I'm kind of baffled on where Chris Osgood is. Yeah, Brent Johnson, the backup goalie for the Blues, might be starting in this game. And just as I actually jumped onto that screen there, I always want to pull this up. Looking at his season, like his career stats, like he'd played 3 years. Maxim Afinogenov was not 6'5". He was not. I'm not sure how tall he was, but he was definitely not 6'5". Yeah, so if you take a look here, he's 6 foot. I don't know how EA got this so wrong, but somebody made him 6'5". I only looked at that mostly because before I started this series, I was trying to do this on like an old Windows XP, and I had like the CPU version of this game. Right now I'm running an emulator, which is a PS2 version of it. As you can tell by the like symbols on the bottom here, I clicked on Maxim Afinogenov. I was just looking through rosters of teams I wanted to do, and I noticed that he was listed at 6'5". I definitely hoped when I got to the PS2 version that it was just the computer version that was messed up, but the computer version was actually released later than the console versions. So yeah, they didn't even fix it. He just was listed at 6'5". Anyways, take you guys on that little weird detour there, but I thought it was funny how, at this point, the dev team for EA was probably like half its size than it is now. An issue like that, and especially in 2002, when this game was being developed, I don't think Google was I'm not sure if Google wasn't a thing, or maybe it just wasn't as prominent in information at the ready as it is today. They should just use Ask Jeeves or something. I mean, that's what I used when I was a kid, because we didn't know about Google. I can definitely recall Google being thought of as something bad. Anyways, that's a complete other tangent. Let's get into the first game against the St. Louis Blues in this episode. Alright, so into the game. I gave the Blues their alternate jerseys. They actually use these ones currently. They almost have the same jersey set, actually. Oh man, Doug Waite right in there. There's Brad Larson in. He, I think he's playing one of his first games of the year. I don't think he's played many, I should say. So Brathwaite is in the net for St. Louis. I'm noticing that the AI doesn't tend to rest their goaltenders too much, which is kind of weird, but it's actually cool that the goaltenders will get fatigued. I mean, I wish that was something in the newer games. I wish the goalies could get injured in play. Ooh, Brathwaite, nice stop. Oh my god. Okay, that we didn't even see it that time. The thing about that too is I definitely changed the sliders. For sure changed them. Nice stop by Waugh. So I know they're changed. The injury shouldn't be happening that much. Hey, Morozov! He gets another one. Squeaked it through Freddie Brathwaite there. So now we gotta wait and see. The other thing about the injuries in this game too is I've never seen anybody come back midway through the game. I assume if that injury thing comes up that they are just out for the game at least. Oh, good stop. That's the end of the first. Pretty much nothing really, wow, there's only 3 shots per side. The main one really ends up being that we lose de Vries again. He just came back, like, he had like a band-aid next to his name, and that just indicates that the player is still semi-injured. And yeah, he's been playing with an injury. He was already playing injured, but that's because we've had so many injuries that, like, he came back at the same time, and it, like, made sense just to throw him in. So that's unfortunate, but see what comes after the game. Ooh, nice defensive play by Tanguay. Go Tanguay. Oh, Morozov again! Second goal to just kind of leak through Brathwaite there. I feel like that's the thing that happens a lot when a goalie's fatigued. They get those kind of those shots will actually just get through them. There we go, Patrick Waugh. Oh, what are we getting a penalty for? Interference. All right. Oh, there. Weight hits the post. Oh my gosh. Nice chance for Trepagna. Oh my god, that looked like way too many men on the ice for St. Louis. Waugh's definitely been the busier goaltender this period. There's Keane. Oh, even Keane's hitting the post now. Usually he can't even hit the net. So that's the end of the second. 9-9 the shot. 6 shots each in the second period, but we get the 2 goals. Oh, I thought Ferraro had him. Rozov in. Ooh, looking for that natural hat trick. And Ray Ferraro is, for some reason, super fast in this game. Oh, there we go. Scott Mellenby gets one through. Oh, I was thinking this game was going to be like a shutout and then 2 quick goals. Also, Waugh just completely played that, or misplayed that rebound, I should say. Oh, Krstanovich almost had it. Oh, Drake hit the post. We could be easily losing this game if it wasn't for all the posts they hit. There's Sakic. 13 on the year. Probably the game winner, because it is very late in this game. Yeah, there's 9 seconds left. Dump that in and get out of here with a regulation win. Took a little bit of work there, but we got it back. Morozov had 2 foot with an assist, and of course Sakic gets a goal with no assist. So 2 bits of not good news. Greg de Vries has been re-injured. I like how the game actually says re-injured there. But he's out with a sore neck 1 to 2 weeks. And then Hayduk's hot streak has come to an end as well. We're going to have to find a replacement for de Vries in the lineup. So if you take a look here, what we've done is Muir's coming back into the lineup. He played earlier in the season. He's that defenseman who for some reason has like a really good wrist shot. So he's going to come in, but I'm going to put him on the 3rd pairing and move Melikar, who came over in the Pittsburgh trade, up. Mostly just because Melikar's better. And Blake is kind of offensive. We'll do that, and we'll keep School and Foot together, and then Trepagna and Muir become the 3rd pairing for us. Minnesota's actually just right behind us in points, so it's not actually that far off. They're doing pretty well this season. Taking a look, they're 7-3-0 in their last 10. We've beat them 2 games already this season. Wilson's fatigued. Richard Park out 1 to 2 weeks. Willie Mitchell's out indefinitely. Not a whole lot to look at here. Maybe this is a potential first-round matchup. In real life, Minnesota beat the Colorado Avalanche in the first round and retired Patrick Waugh. So if we get that, that'll be an interesting little matchup for sure. But let's go ahead and get into the second game of this episode and keep our fingers crossed nobody else gets injured. Alright, so game 2 of the episode against Minnesota is up. I put on the maroon, the burgundy, whatever you want to call it, alternate jerseys. I'm going to take a look after this game. Ooh, Forsberg get a real estate there. I take a look after this game because the other jerseys that the Avs do have in this game, of course, are the Quebec City jerseys. So, ooh, nice stop by Rolson. I'm going to save those in case we play Montreal. Just because if we play Montreal, it'd be a cool little thing to wear the Quebec City jerseys. Ooh, nice stop again by Rolson. Had lots of chances off the start. This reminds me exactly of the other games we played against Minnesota too. They're not a crazy good team. The record's pretty good, but they're just... This is 2 years into their... I guess the 3rd year into their team, so they're not like... Their team is still very much in the expansion draft hangover. The expansion draft in 2000 was nothing like the Vegas one was. They didn't get like the benefits that Vegas did and made all those trades and looking for take bad contracts on and all that stuff. So because there wasn't really any bad contracts to take in this time. Oh, Henriksen almost scored like a one-handed goal. So that's going to do it for the first. No scoring, 6-3. We outshot them. We were completely out-hitting them. There wasn't even many face-offs, to be honest. Yeah, it's been very one-sided, even though the scoreboard maybe doesn't say it has. Pretty much it's all us so far. Ooh, good chances in front. Oh. Big stop by Waugh. Uh-oh. Nice stop by Waugh. Oh, boy. Oh, what a backhand. Oh, Morozov. Oh, 2 chances. Oh, Blake. Loaded that one up and he hit the post. Uh-oh. Oh, we'll take the penalty. Oh, 5 minutes, though. For cross-checking from behind. Okay. I guess he was kind of on a clear path. It's going to do it for 2. No goals so far. 12-6 the shots, 20-2 the hits. But Minnesota's got that power play to start the period. Uh-oh. Oh, off both posts. That was so close. Oh! Oh, it almost went in. Forsberg's been pretty snake-bitten as of late, so I think there's a good chance I'm going to move him off that top line. Go Morozov. Ooh, good chance, good chance. Ooh, go Nederost. Nice stop by Rolston. There we go, Reinprecht. Man, that one just squeaked through. Too much for Rolston to handle on that one. 2 games in a row. Late goals to maybe win it. No, he missed. Oh, didn't need any of the empty netters. So it's all good. 1-0 win. Big win against Minnesota. We dominated them for probably the 2 periods, and then we got the lucky goal. Man, they only had 7 shots, but I mean, if you're Patrick Waugh, you're going to take that shutout all day. So, anyways, that's going to do it for the games portion of the episode. We'll go back, review, and see. We didn't have any injuries that game, so that's good. And then we'll preview the next episode. Alright, so we came out, nothing changed in that game. Nobody went on any hot streaks. Nobody came off or went on any cold streaks. So we remain exactly the same. Definitely lots of chances and everything. Felt like we dominated a lot, which is a good to head into the next episode with for sure. Next episode, we're going to have 2 more games, of course. Edmonton and Calgary. So we're going to be taking... We're not going to be taking a trip, but we're going to be playing the Alberta teams. We already played them once this year. So we played Edmonton in one of the first episodes. We beat them 4-3. And then we played Calgary at the beginning of November in one of the earlier episodes as well, and we won 4-2. That's before we took on Vancouver and Ottawa in the next episode. So just also taking a look, the episode directly after the next one here, after the Edmonton and Calgary episode, we're going to be playing just big. So we're going to start off with the Montreal game. So that'll be the game where we wear the Nordiques jerseys. And then in that episode too, we're going to be facing against Vancouver again. So that's going to be a huge test. We actually played Vancouver twice in the month. I'm really excited for those games because they beat the crap out of us earlier in the episodes. Hopefully we've got some people back in the lineup at that point, but having won that will be huge for both those games. And mostly it's just a test. It's a test to see how much better we've gotten as the season has progressed. So really looking forward to that. That is going to be episode, I guess that'll be episode 14 is the next Vancouver game for sure. As for this though, let's preview Edmonton. We haven't played them in a very long time, so let's see what's changed with their team. So Edmonton, 13-7, 1-2 on the season. They're an 86 overall club, so pretty much middle of the pack in the Western Conference. 4-4, 0-2 in their last 10. They sit 5th in the West. We are, of course, leading the season series, 1-0 against them. Taking a look at their offense, Smith, Carter, Comrie, big, high point getters so far in the season, so that's something to look out for. They have no hot streaks or cold streaks. They only have 1 injury, Dopita. He's out with a fracture of the forearm, so he's out indefinitely, and they don't have any suspensions or anything else either. So, pretty much the same team we played earlier in the season again. Hopefully we can come out with a win in that one. Previewing Calgary, I'm sure this is going to change up a little bit. They're going to play Detroit. They're 13-9-1-1. That record will, of course, change before we play them. 6-2-1-1 in their last 10, so they've been trending upwards for sure. They're only a 79 overall, so that's kind of low, actually. Not typically what we're used to seeing with a Calgary team, but they are doing pretty well. It's honestly not something that we usually see with a team who has the cover star, either. So usually those teams are a little bit higher up, but of course, Jerome McGinley, cover star, and Dean McCammon both are leading the team in points. Ginla's on a hot streak right now, and then they've got some injuries. Rob Niedermeyer, Chris Clark's out indefinitely with a hernia, and then Elomo is out with a fractured left elbow 6 to 7 weeks, and they don't have any suspensions either. So that about wraps it up for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Click like if you like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you guys get the videos as soon as they upload. I'm having a ton of fun doing this series, and as I mentioned on the last episode, or the episode before as well, the Def Jam series is coming. I'm trying to get a formula that works for it, because it's not as simple as going and playing 2 games and then doing an episode for it. So it's a little tougher that way, and it's a story-driven game, and I want to kind of capture it in a different way. So it's a little bit of a process to figure it out, but it'll be coming soon. So if you are a fan of Def Jam or fighting games or anything like that, or just, curious what it is, give it a watch. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you on the next episode.